The Fuse UK podcast is proudly sponsored by EcoSmart. EcoSmart help people to find the most suitable and affordable solutions to reduce their energy bills. They will assess your property and determine which system would be the most suitable for you to power your home with cheaper, greener energy. Not just that, but EcoSmart can also provide scaffolding services. They can change charging ports at home for your electric cars and many more services they can provide. Call them now on 0800 222 9532. EcoSmart, leading the way in renewable energy.
Settle down a little bit more, and if I want to step on the gas, then we can step on the gas. But I mean, it clicked me with two punches. I've watched the fight back and I honestly didn't feel him. I didn't feel him, and I think that's the adrenaline. I know people say you don't feel him, but I know that he caught me. I had a swelling on my temple here, and I think he caught me one at the bottom. I honestly didn't feel him. But watching the fight back, you can see he catches me with a couple of shots. But yeah, we're ready for a step up again, mate. I love it in there, I really do. But I'm always ultra critical. I'm like, what am I doing there? I mean, everyone keeps saying, even the coach, like, mate, you did exactly what he said. We said pressure, and you put it on. But I do want to, I know, like, for my next fights, hopefully fights to come, I know I'm going to have to settle down, pick my shots more. And then if I feel like I'm getting in a bit of trouble, then I know I've got that to turn to where I can just step on the gas and start throwing bombs.
Yeah, for you to, like, obviously keep on the right path in your mind and that, would the ideal life for you be camp, fight, straight back into camp, fight?
Yeah, I need a fight, mate. I need a fight, and I need it announced and quick. Because if not, I'm end up going doolally. I'm like I say, I'm training. I'm training now. It took me a while to get back into training. I'd say about 4 weeks till I actually got back for one thing or another. Like my hand was doing me head, and I got a bit depressed. Is like a big word to use, but in my sense of fighting, I was a bit depressed because I couldn't hit the bag. When I was training, I'm thinking, well, what am I fucking training for? Like, I'm training and I might not even get a fight yet. I don't know what's happening. So, you know, I've been ringing and I've been trying to push for a fight but then I don't just want to take a fight for the sake of taking a fight. I want, surely the fights out there that make sense. I know there's fights that make sense. It just needs to be made, and I don't see why not, mate. I'm just getting a bit frustrated waiting around now, and like I said, I've got a few things coming up. I've got one of my best friend's weddings. And I could be I want to get in fight mode. I need to get in that fight mode. I thought this is what my life would be now. Fight. It's like camp, fight, 2 or 3 weeks off, camp, fight, 2 or 3 weeks off, camp. I'd fight anyone tomorrow, mate. I would, but you need time to have a game plan. You need time to rest your hands up. You need time to nutrition right. Yeah. And right now, mate, I don't want to be getting a phone call when like 5, 6 weeks out and saying you've got to fight, because I'll just say I'm all right, thanks.
Yeah, like, and what weight are you wanting to fight? Are you staying at the same weight all the way through?
Because I made that quite well. I said quite well. It was still, I had a bit of weight to cut, but that felt like my weight. I think any less, I just spoke to Rico and Det, who was experienced, but any less, you'll probably struggle. Do you know what I mean? I walk around at 90. I'm 90 kilo now.
Yeah.
That's what because I'm just a fat, cake eating bastard. I just like eating. So I walk around at this, but then when I get in camp, I'll probably get into about 85, 83, 82. You know what I mean? And then I'll make 78, 79. So I don't really want to drop to 74. I've never fought at 74. I fought at 77 and I gassed out pretty quick.
Yeah. It's a thing as well with you taking fights, like just for the sake of taking fights. It's different because you were like obviously wanting a career out of this. You've got an undefeated record. And it's not worth taking like an opponent on last minute because you know what it's like in this bare knuckle, mate. These MMA fighters and that, they come with so like unique styles and fucking, do you know what I mean? They're dead awkward, some fighters, and you need a full camp to train on a certain fighter, don't you? You're fighting elite fighters.
Yeah, as we go up now, mate, as we go up, you know what it's, as we go now, I'm 2-0, whoever I fight next, I honestly do think whoever I fight next, if I win, I think I'll be number one in England. I think there'll be no one 3-0. There'll be no one, because whoever I fight next is going to have some sort of record. And in my eyes, when I win next, I'll be number 1 in England. And then there've got to be big fights. You've got to be thinking this kid in this division is not messing about. He's been tested here. He's come through it, tested again, come through it, and then the next test, I do believe it's going to be someone that's got a name and that's got a record in the BKFC. And I'm going to wipe them clean out as well. And I will just do it until the right man comes. And I don't think there's a right man that they're being mentioned at the minute that I personally, it's me, think that can beat me, because I'm only going to get better.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and box their head off. If it don't work, I'll just resort to caving their head in. Simple as that.
Yep. Obviously, we aren't doing this video live, but when it does go out live, I guarantee you a few of the comments that are going to come on this video is the George Forbes fight happening? Is that the fight we want next?
Yeah. I mean, I want that fight. George wants that fight. I honestly don't get why it's not being made. Simple as that. This game's quite easy. The thing is, and I know some of the fights that have been made, it just doesn't make sense, and I don't get it. And I'm not calling anyone, and I'm not, but I just don't get it. If they can, I'm getting offered fights at 2 weights below me, at 1 weight above me, when there's a clear fight in my own division. He's ranked number 5, and I'm ranked number 4. He's called me out. I've called him out. I don't know why I just feel a bit like a shithouse. He's called me out. He said he wants it. He put on his stories, wants to have it. I feel like I'm the one looking a shithouse because the fight's not being made. It looks like I'm backing out of it. I told George, I told him after the thing, if I'll fight him tomorrow in the garden, but we can get paid.
To be fair, this fight's been spoken about for a while now. When it before the Nadolski fight, this fight was spoken about, wasn't
it? Someone in the crowd said that you need to fight like George Thorpe, that Misfit TV. I don't know if you follow them, or they put out there that Blakey needs to fight someone like George Thorpe now. So everybody's saying it. I just don't know why it's not being made. Listen, if the fight can't be made, they can't be made. But then what else what's the better option? I don't see what the better option is. George ended the last fight in good fashion, and I just think he needs to be tested. I need to be tested. But like I say, I'm open to other options. I will fight anybody. I've told my coaches and my manager, I will fight anybody. Put me anyone in front of me and I will fight them. But they're going to obviously look after me. They know I'll just say yes to anyone. They mentioned a couple of names to me the other day, and I'm like, well, I don't think it makes sense, but if that's what it's got to be, I'll fight them. I'm not going to mention the names that they mentioned, but I didn't think they made sense.
Yeah.
They just didn't make sense. They're like, well, why would his last fight was at cruiserweight. So
I was going to say, one fight's in your own weight, innit?
Yeah, and like Rico said to me, obviously Rico's my coach, Deck's my manager and coach, but like, so they're like saying to me, like, don't just fight for the sake of fighting. Like, don't just fight because they're giving you them fights. It needs to make sense to you. And I went, well, that's in the nicest plight, I swear. So that's your job. I'll fight anyone, you know, Will. You'll get me ready to fight it. And if you're putting in front of me, that means that you believe I can beat them. That's how I look at it. And I'm not going to be like, oh, do you think I can do that? No. If you're putting him in front of me, I know you think I can beat him. So let's go. Let's just put on it. And I don't really care about, I honestly don't care about names. That's why if the George Forbes fight gets made, it gets made. If it don't, it is what it is. But I just don't get why it won't be made. It seems to me like it's so simple to make. And it's not like we can't sell tickets.
Because I'm sure that fight will happen, mate, because obviously there's no beef between you. You've got massive respect for each other, but it's there, like the background of the fight. Obviously, you both do like good tickets. You've got a good following.
Yeah,
it's
what I'm saying. The ticket sales would pay for everything twice, 3 times over. I honestly think it should be a co-main event fight, because you've got 2 lads unbeaten. You've got lads that have got big followings. You've got lads that like want to go at it. It's going to be a tear up. Good-looking bastards, may I point out. Yeah,
they actually want to fight each other.
Yeah, and they want to fight each other. At the end of the day, if George rung me now, and I'd have a chat with him. I don't. But he knows deep down that I want to punch his head in, and I know deep down he wants to punch my head in. But that doesn't bother me. It does not bother me one bit. There'll be no. I'll talk to him now. If the fight was made, I don't want to speak to him. I don't want to speak to him until he's picking himself up off the floor, and then I'll be sound. We'll go for a drink. We can do whatever. I'll have a banter with him. But if that fight gets made, I don't want to speak to you. I don't want to know anything about you. I don't want to talk to you. But as soon as the fight's finished, the same as now, I utmost respect. But if the fight gets made, there's a certain thing in my switch brain there that has to switch to kill.
Yeah. Like you can't be talking to each other like when there's a fight in each other.
When I was fighting Naff, he was like messaging me, and it didn't sit well with me. But nothing against it. It's just something I wouldn't do. I can't want to have a fight with you and then be like, hey, pal, how you going? Like I just can't.
Like it sounds bad what I'm going to say here, but you're literally trying to kill each other, aren't you, in the ring? Because you're not holding back on your punches. You're not holding back on anything. You're trying to kill each other.
Obviously, I'd never want to do that because that's not. I'm just not like I can be nasty when I want to be nasty. Don't get me wrong, but I'd never want to. I would never ever in my head I want to kill him.
Oh yeah.
There's much possible damage to him at that point. I am picturing everything like ripping his face off, as long as he's all right at the end of it. But when I'm thinking I want to do as much damage to him as possible, yeah, I actually picture the worst damage possible I can do to him.
I watched on a Joe Rogan podcast the other night, and the way he broke it down, I thought, fucking hell, yeah, because they're not actually holding back. They're trying everything, putting everything into the punches.
Yeah.
Like they're fighting. It's fucking crazy, isn't it, mate?
Weird,
obviously, you've got a reckon there for a reason.
Yeah, of course, yeah, because you sometimes, I mean, I watched the other day, did you watch the BKFC when he punched him after the bell, but it wasn't really after the bell?
Yeah, on the weekend just gone.
On the weekend, so I was watching that and I think, you can't blame him. He's in full ball kill mode.
Yeah.
You can't hold back after that.
That's what I mean. Like, fucking, you see some of the MMA fighters, they fucking try and take fighters down and stuff. Like, it's just the fucking in fight mode.
I don't get, how the MMA fighters, when they knock them down and they can see they're out cold and then they're just boom with hammer fists, I think. Brutal, that.
I'll tell you what was bad. George Masvidal versus fucking Ben Askren.
Ben Askren when he's got on his face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a brutal, that, mate. I think, obviously, if I caught someone, laid them out, I know by the connection on my fist if it's going to knock them out. I honestly do. If I connect with someone, you don't feel it and you just see it, you know they're gone. I don't think I think I'd probably try and do a walk-off. Do you know, like one of them, what do they call it? What do they call them? And not walk out, like, I don't know, walk-off fucking thing when you knock someone out. I'd like to try and do that one day.
What Conor McGregor does?
Yeah, the walk-off. Like, so, well, no, not walk-off like that, but the no-look walk-off. So you crack him.
Oh, yeah, but you're not looking back to see if he's getting up.
You just know by the feel of it that you've knocked him out. Knowing my luck, I'd do it and then get fucking clouted.
Yeah, not looking. But is it like some sort of feeling inside you that wants to take a few digs, a few cuts, and get into a rough and tough fight?
The thing is, before the fight, Lou, and this is gospel truth, before the fight, I think, right, I'll just, if he comes, I'll clip him a little bit. And I think as the fights are going on, I know they've only lasted minutes or whatever, but I think now for the next fight, I think I'm gonna roll with the punches a little bit, clip, try and use some of the boxing. But it's so hard when you get in there, especially how he ran out at me. Do you know, he boom straight on the front foot.
Yeah.
I think
they went on the back foot with you, didn't they?
Huh?
They went on the back foot with you, so you had no choice but to go to him, really.
But like I say, if that Christian came out a bit tippy, which we thought he would, a bit tippy-tappy, I would have then mirrored that. And then as soon as I caught him, so I didn't really catch him, the first one caught him well. In bare knuckle, a shot to the temple is good. Do you know what I mean? So I turned my knuckles for that reason, because he did not. I know that because I've been hitting my temple once and it nearly sparked me out. And it's a good shot to hit at that on the temple, a very good shot to hit. So that was the only one I hit him clean with. And the others, I think he was just out on his feet. He didn't know where he was. And I think I just bowled him over a little bit, which, again, I'm not happy about. I should have just took my step back. But I can't do anything about it now. I can only look and I will, in the future, if I wobble anybody or I think I've got them, I'll probably step back a little bit and try and tee a shot up. Because I could have broke my hands wading in there. But listen, I don't want to beat myself too much about it. I'll just learn. And I'll rectify it.
Which fight were you more confident in?
The first.
Were you more confident going into the Naff fight?
I was picking my shots nicely in that fight.
I mean, like before the fight, before the fight.
Oh, obviously, the second one. Actually, in the fight, I felt more comfortable in the Nath one because Nath didn't really do anything. He didn't come forward. He threw a couple of slack shots. But as soon as he threw his first shots, I thought, you ain't got fuck all on me. And that's not me being beggared. I just know how I can fight. I've had many fights in the street where I fought fucking hard blows. That when I felt his punches, and even this Nadolski, you know, he sort of half-hearted through his punch.
Yeah.
You understand? No disrespect to him.
Not fully committing to his shots, you mean?
Yeah, he was sort of like throwing it, thinking I don't want to get hit. Whereas when I throw a punch, I think I'm throwing him, and I don't. If you hit me, I'm not going to feel it.
Yeah.
It's weird, mate, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Hopefully, whoever the next fight is, George Thorpe, whoever it be. I know it's going to be. I know it's going to be. If it is George Thorpe, he's not. I tell you what, George Thorpe can do. He can take a shot. I know that.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Because
Jamie Hendry, and he can bang him, you know.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Yeah, definitely.
He landed. I watched that fight back when we thought the fight was going to be made pretty soon after Newcastle. And I've watched it. If I'm totally honest with me, I've watched it 4 or 5 times.
He fucked his hand quite early in the fight as well, didn't he? He got like quite a backfield breaks in his hand in that fight, George.
So he's got art, and he's got obviously, and I know he can take a shot. Listen to me. I'm telling you, Jamie Hendry doesn't hit as hard as me, but he hits hard. Do you know what I mean? I know he hits hard. And he didn't shrug him. It didn't wobble him. He's just boom, took it. I thought, fair play. And that's what. Yeah, I thought, fair play, mate. I just know, I know that hopefully I'm going to bang and he's going to. I love it, mate. I'd love it just to have a little tear up, boom, 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 back and forth. I even said to Rico, I can't wait to come back to my corner because Rico can corner me for this next one. So I just, come back with some cuts and just, I'm feeling like you're in a fight. I mean, I love that shit. It'll be a shootout.
Mate, you've got some fucking big fights ahead of you. You've got all that to come, mate. And when them fights do come, you'll be like, fuck's sake, where's all these fucking first 30 seconds? Yeah. Fucking head like that.
I said to him, there's a few other names that got mentioned. I mean, there's loads of names. Franco Tenaglia, but I can't see how he's going to fight me. I mean, he's on his way up. He'll want a big fight. There was talk of Luke Nevin, but Luke Nevin's a really good pal of mine that I've gone into business to. And again, he's on bigger things at a minute. I can't see how he'd look back at me. I need to make myself a name where I'm up there with them.
Franco Tenaglia's only 2-0 like yourself.
Yeah. But I think he wants bigger and better things, and he's not my weight. That was another one of the things that he's not my weight.
Then when you mentioned his name, and Luke Nevin's a weight below you as well, isn't he?
I spoke to Luke. I went, somebody said I should fight you, and I wouldn't fight him anyway. I mean, I'm in business with him now, and we're quite close. I just couldn't fight him. Do you know? There's some fighters where you just think I can't fight him. Do you know what I mean? I just can't fight him. So there was a few. Ben Bonner. Someone mentioned Ben Bonner. I like Ben as well. Love his style of fighting. But again, Ben wants to fight at 72, 74. But what? Yeah. What I mean, I don't get it.
You can physically see you're a lot bigger than Ben, like.
Well, I like Ben, and I think that Ben fight, if we could have made that, say if I was a bit less weight, you know what I mean? If I was a lower weight, I think that'd be a great fight because that's the kind of fight that I want someone who's going to stand and fucking trade. And the only reason that someone wins is if they can't get themselves to the feet. Simple as that.
Oh, yeah. If you want a fucking hard night, like you want to fight with someone like Bonner and that, mate.
Well, listen, I do want an hard night. I do. And George obviously thinks he can give me it. He's a good boxer, George. He's a good boxer. I hope we can get it made. More to the fact I want to have a fucking fight with someone.
Yeah, definitely. So
we don't know where it's at or anything yet, so we've still got a bit of time. But yeah, I want to get it in my head, mate. I want to get it in my head what I'm doing. So I wake up and I fucking go to bed thinking I'm knowing what I'm doing.
Yeah, because I suppose like you'll be in the gym and that now, but you won't be training nowhere near as hard as what you would be if you had a name in your head.
No way near me. Honestly, I do. This morning, I get up. Like me not even getting up. I've not been getting up. Sometimes I'll miss my ice bath. Just the routine's not there because until you've got a name and a date and a visualization of everything, what are you visualizing? I'm like, well, I need to know the next step. I can't just say, right, I'm visualizing being champion. I might not even know I've got a fucking another fight yet. it's a bit of a killer blow to my head. So, but if I say, let's just say, for argument's sake, they said tomorrow, right, George thought you're fighting on that day, you're fighting there. I'd be up at fucking 5 o'clock in the morning, doing them hill sprints, getting in the ice bath, writing down in my book what's happening, fucking picturing everything, picturing banging him, picturing seeing the crowd. I could go through it every day, repeat the next day, repeat the next day, repeat until fight day, and then it comes true. At the minute, I can't. So then what's happening is I'm a bit anxious, not anxious because I don't get anxious like that, but I'm a bit like fucking edgy feet, and I think, oh fuck it, I'll just have a drink this weekend then. And then I'm like, oh, do it, and I don't want to go back down that road. Not that I would ever, but I don't want to be drinking. I'm an athlete. I'm now training in the BKFC. I'm fighting in the BKFC. I need to know what's going on.
Yeah, so when even though like your days are harder and things like that, when you're in camp and you're getting up early and you're fucked, are you in a better, like, are you enjoying work more and your day-to-day life? Are you in like a happier place?
Well, I said to Deck and Rico the other day, we went for, this was about 3 weeks after the fight, we went for a bit of a breakfast to just talk about what's happening next for both of us, really. And we were having a joke and a bit of a laugh about it. I went, I fucking prefer to be in a camp. When you're in camp, I'm like looking at food and that, be like, oh, fucking, I can't wait to be out of camp. I just can't wait to eat that. And then when you're out of camp, you're like, oh, fuck this shit. I just want to get into a camp. Like, and I do prefer, even though I'm loving that I can do what I want, I can, like, if I'm going for a Chinese tomorrow, some work clients, I'm taking the missus out to a Chinese on Friday. You know, them things whereas normally I'm like, well, no, I can't do anything. I'm in bed by 9. Do you know what I mean? Like, I sort of like that routine. I get up at 5, I go to bed at 9. I train in the morning, I train in the evening, I train in the day. Like, do you know what I mean? I just love, I set my diary out in the week and I just know what I'm doing. At the minute, it pisses me off because I just don't know what I'm doing from day to day. I don't know where I am, what I'm doing. If I can be asked to train, I'll train. If I can't, I won't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, mate.
I'm still fit. Don't get me wrong, I'm still fit, but there's a different fit.
Yeah, like the extra like weight you put on, because it's not the same as cutting the weight off your natural weight, is it? Does it come off a lot easier as soon as you're back in the gym?
It comes off. I could say I'm 90 now, and I'm quite chubby. I've got a bit of chub on me, but I could literally in a week be down to 85 and a bit leaner. It just comes off. This is just me eating shit. Do you know what I mean? This is just me eating a bit of shit, but I still have like protein. I still have like I'll have me porridge and that in the morning. It's just, you know, like eating the odd bit of shit here and there. It's just that kind of body type, mate, that I put on weight quick, but I can lose it quick. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
100%, mate. Hopefully, fucking, we can get some news soon, mate, and fucking get that fight.
It's not anyone's fault.
Say again, mate.
I don't think it's anyone's fault in particular, like Bakewell or anything. I just think they're probably struggling to get answers or whatever, and it's just not nice. It's not nice for. I mean, I know there's people. The thing is, right, Lou, and I'm not trying to like get the violin out here. I'm really not. But I'm not a full-time fighter. All right, I'm not. I don't wake up and just. I ain't got like you've got people out there that have their own. Like Rico say, do you know what I mean? Nothing against them, I'm not calling, but they are full-time fighters. I have 3 businesses. I've got my own family. I've got kids. I've got another little business that I do, which I can't really say. I've got loads of things going off. I've got a kids football team I run. I've got an under-21s football team that I run. I don't do this full-time. If I did, it'd be a lot easier. Not easier, so I put that on people that aren't. But I would literally, it wouldn't be no different. I'd be waking up and training every day. I'd be keeping. Obviously, I do keep fit every day. But when I've got a fight lined up, I just fucking focus on that, and I still manage to fit everything in. But I just have a bit more of a structure. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm not trying to say, oh, poor me, because I love my life.
Yeah.
But it suits me better when I've got a fight. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, definitely, mate. It's fucking. I think a lot of the lads are like yourself. They need something to focus on to keep them on the right path and that. But like you say, mate, I don't think it's anyone's fault in particular. I think it's just fucking. Whatever's going on, it'll get fucking sorted, hopefully. But I don't think it's anybody's fault.
If I'm honest, mate, I've had a bit of a chat with someone, and I don't think it's long. I don't think it's far away. I don't think. Hopefully, fingers crossed. From the impression I got, I don't think it's far away, which give me a bit of reassurance.
Yeah.
Bit of a step. Yeah, no, hopefully it's not, mate, because I just want to get back out there and fucking have a little dance.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Fucking. Is there anything else you want to share with us, mate, about before we wrap it up?
Can't remember if I've done him now.
Why do you fight, and where do you see yourself in 2 years from now?
That's a good question. Very good question. That's why you do what you do, Lou. Why do I fight? Because one reason.
Not why do you fight? Why do you fight bare knuckle? It's a lot different. I just like boxing.
I've always loved fighting, and I used to just get locked up. I got sent to prison twice for it, and not that I ever caused fights, but I used to like having a fight.
Yeah.
And then now, like my mate even said to me today, when I bet you wish we were playing golf, which I'm absolutely fucking shit at, by the way.
I've seen that. Like,
if anybody wants to set a fucking golf clubs, they can gladly have them, and everything that comes with them, because they were lucky they weren't in the pond. So we were playing golf, and he was like, we were talking about it, and he was like, mate, this is just you. Do you know what I mean? This is, you're doing what you love doing, and you're good at it. Do you know what I mean? You're good at. You've always been. And he was like, well, I bet you wish you'd have just took onto it a bit sooner, didn't you? Because I'm 33. But do you know if I could have done it? I was 25. Oh fucking hell! I was sharper.
Yeah, your age now, though. You're in your bare knuckle prime years. Do you know what I mean? Like young in the bare knuckle at the moment.
Yeah, and that's what I did say. I said, look, I've learned a bit. Do you know what I mean? I've had that many fights, legal or not legal. I've had a lot of fights. You sort of get a bit, know what you're doing a little bit more, and you can shove those punches a little bit more and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that's why I fight. I love adrenaline. I love fighting. Some people, like my missus, went, why couldn't you just do like chess or something? And I was like, it's just not me. I like to fight, and I like the process. It's not just the actual fight. I like the process. I like the training. I like the weight cutting. I like improving. I like to just know that I'm not the best, and I've got to improve. And I like to know I want to be the best. Yeah, and it's challenging. It's something that not many people can do. The amount of people that say I couldn't do that, and the amount of people, right, that I thought that were tough. You know, that you think they're a bit fishy. And the amount of times then people have gone, mate, I couldn't get in that ring and do that. Like, you're getting in there bare knuckle. Like, and it makes you think, do you know what? Yeah, I fucking love that. And I thrive off it. I thrive off the build-up. I thrive off the night. I thrive off them feelings when you just know everyone's there to watch you have a fight. I just love it. And where do I see myself in 2 years? I honestly could say this. I see myself at the top, mate. I see myself at the top. As long as I stay on track, as long as I stay in training, as long as I stay with the coaches and the people that I've got around me, I honestly don't see there's no reason that I can follow Rico's footpath and do what he's done, because he had setbacks, he had those kind of things, but he just kept learning and kept adapting. Like, he obviously lost the Jimmy fight, he lost the against what's his name, the guy who's just drawn with Canelli.
The American.
Yeah, he lost to him, which was tough, and he's came back stronger. And that just being, I'm going on a bike ride. I've just started doing, like the triathlete biking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going on a bike ride tomorrow. We'll have a good chat then. I just think if I can just take a little bit of his mindset and a bit of Dex boxing and a bit of like anything Danny Mitchell teach me. All these people I have around me, I don't see there's no reason why I can't go to the top. And I'd love this time 2 years to be fighting some hard bastard in America.
Yeah, is that where you want to go?
I struggled with a visa a while ago, mate, but I was talking to Danny about it earlier, Danny Christian. I just said I think I'd be all right. I went to try and go 5 years ago or something like that, and they said no, but they did say, come back in a couple of years, because I ain't been in trouble with police for years now. And they basically said it's just fighting convictions. There's nothing else. But I think I'd love to go there, and I do think I'll be all right. It's not just America. It's not the America fact. It's that the best is in America.
Yeah.
So I think if you get to America, you're sort of being looked at as if to say this he can fight, because now you're going to go and fight some lads over there. So it's not, I want to go to American fight. It's just the shows are bigger, the opponents are better, the production seems, without all due respect, seems bigger and better over there.
Yeah.
And I'd love to be walking through that back like Conor McGregor coming out in front of me. I'd love to be on that stage. And if it's any stage, mate, this is going to be the stage for me, because just step by step. But in 2 years, I think I'm number 1 in England, and I'm calling out every fucker over there to get a fight.
Class. There's loads of opportunities now as well. You've got like BKFC, Bulgaria, open up all these other different countries that all the lads can be travelling to for fights. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, mate. I think but as much as that's my vision, I am one step at a time, and I just can't wait for the fight to be made so I can be right. You'll just see a different focus. It won't be so broad. It'll just be the next thing is going 3-0, still unbeaten, and winning in a good way. You know, getting them rounds in, and then people might turn the other and think, do you know what? Fucking hell, he's proved it again. Do you know what I mean? What about if I knock somebody out in the first round again? Are they going to still say it's like, oh, we haven't fought? It's just that I've got big fucking hands.
Yeah, that'd be mad, like, if you got another first round knockout.
Can you imagine? I mean, that'd be the dream, wouldn't it? Even though I've just said I want to get the rounds in, to get another first round knockout against somebody that's already been in the BKFC, it's like, well, it's not a coincidence that I'm knocking people out in the first round.
Yeah. What's the biggest first round knockout streak? We'll have to have a look into that.
I know the fastest. I'm not the fastest because Thingy got that. I think Morgan Starkey's got it.
No, that in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Ben Hatchett.
Oh, but no. Oh, was it Ben Hatchett?
Yeah, I think Ben Hatchett got some 8 seconds or something, I think.
Oh, that was, but he was fighting.
Yeah.
It looked like they didn't even want to be in there.
Class. Well, what's he called? I forgot his fucking name, man.
Him who knocked Morgan out.
Who knocked Morgan out?
Yeah, you know, at the last show at Newcastle, Morgan Starkey got knocked out.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was about 28 seconds or something.
Yeah, that Uli Diaz got one, didn't he? Have you seen Uli Diaz?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking 2 seconds or something, first punch.
Yeah, mad that.
Fucking mental, mate. That's in combat sports history as well, that.
Is it? Whatever.
Out of boxing, MMA, everything.
Well, why don't you get George Thorpe on here?
Yeah, I will. I'll ask him, actually, see if he'll jump on one. But we should do a double one. Get us both on.
Yeah, I'll do one. I'm not bothered, mate. I just want to know what he thinks to it all.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll do one with him on his own, and then maybe do a gloves is off or something when we get some news.
Yeah, man. Look forward to it.
Sweet. And is there any like sponsors or shout outs out you?
Big sponsors I've got now, mate. Really looking after me as well, and yeah, they're really good sponsors. So I want to shout out to Elite Recruitment Group. It's one of my best friends' companies. He's really helping me out with everything. He's going to back me all the way. Also, MK Steelworks, another one of my friends' companies. They're backing me, doing a lot of promotional work, getting a lot of videoing done, stuff like that. Always there to help me out. And then I've got a couple of smaller ones that just tickle on and just, doing the bit, which is K Clean. They're dry cleaners in Retford. Obviously, if you know where near Retford, you're not going to use them. 3D Clinic, which is like an aesthetics clinic, and does body contouring and that, which I've just got part of. I've just become like a bit of a partner in it.
Got your fingers.
Again.
Got your fingers and everything.